Good evening, YouTubers. LA Pipe Smoker YouTubing it tonight in honor of Law and Smoke for his VR, GAW for, I think it's like 200 subs. No, over 300 subs, I think. I'm looking now, he has 301 subs. So, should be short and sweet, but a few things to cover this evening. Kind of unusual, don't usually do a midweek video like this, but this being the state of YouTube, I felt a certain obligation to participate. So, got my Peterson Deluxe 8S, and in it, I'm smoking some Frog Morton on the Town. And in the spirit of YouTube State of the Union, I'm drinking a little LaFrog 10-year single malt Scotch. We're just sipping on this because if I really were to start to chug it, things would get silly really quickly. I'm a teetotaler, actually. So, kind of a serious topic to start with tonight. Curtis of Law and Smoke asked us to do something that took me a few days to think about so that I would word it carefully enough. He asked us to discuss why we love America. Lucy, I'm sorry, you're too young to vote. And I've been thinking about this a bit, thinking about what to say, and thought a lot about the ideals of this country, the ideals that founded this country, the ideals that broke radically from Europe, starting back with the Magna Carta. But I don't want this to really be a history lesson as such. But there's a certain celebration of the individual in the United States, and that goes all the way back, even in the Declaration of Independence, where we sort of formulated our reasons for existence. All men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, rights that cannot be taken away from us. Life, liberty, and then the pursuit of happiness. In France, it was life, what was it? Fraternity, liberty, and equality. We have three: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's a pretty remarkable statement for the 18th century. The pursuit of happiness, that you cannot have that right taken away from you. That you should be free from the state to pursue what makes you happy. Of course, there are limitations, but I thought that was pretty remarkable. But I kind of moved beyond that and began thinking, well, what is it that I really embrace? I've been a citizen all my life. I don't think I really appreciated the freedoms and liberties we have here until I traveled frequently to Central America and witnessed firsthand how tyranny can make things pretty mean. And one of the qualities of tyranny that I noticed was this absolute obsession with perfection and uniformity. I think it's in a little bit of us. This idea of the perfect society, utopia. Well, Thomas More used the term utopia for that work of his as kind of a joke. Utopia means no place. There is no utopia. But the thing I am most proud of as a citizen of the United States is that we struggle openly. We don't struggle behind closed doors. We struggle openly on the streets with civil disobedience. We struggle in the media, debating one another. Sometimes the debates are less than civil. But I find that to be quite appealing, but also a large responsibility, that if we are going to disagree, we need to remember that each of us fundamentally have a right to our opinion, and that opinions shouldn't be something which frighten us, but should give us pause to think. Maybe in our haste to debate and to get it right, we fail to listen to the other side of the argument. Therefore, I think argumentation is extremely important. Learning how to argue well is extremely important, because the idea behind argumentation, formal argumentation, is always a respect for the truth and the pursuit of the truth. Well, that's what I love about America, this open struggle, the freedom of the press. I think that it makes it a place where my voice can be heard, a place where I feel if I need to speak, I can speak, like tonight on YouTube. So I'm not going to get into my politics, but I can tell you this. All my friends on YouTube, regardless of what your politics are, I found to have myself to have a very deep appreciation for you, for our unity in smoking pipes, and I value your friendship. I don't care who you are in terms of your political affiliation. It doesn't matter at all to me. I think that what we share first and foremost is our friendship and a vision of this country which includes prosperity for all people. I think that's extremely important. I know a lot of poor people, and if I can do anything to ease their burden, I'm open for that. I can tell you that right now. Okay, so I hope, Curtis, that answered your question. Maybe it could have been more carefully thought out, but that comes from my heart, for what it's worth. All right, now on to a lighter subject. I don't know if you remember this, but I bought this a couple of months ago, I think, back in December, an Irish estate sale on an undisclosed website, and it came without a condenser. So I mailed away to Peterson and got a condenser for it. The problem is that the condenser they sent me didn't fit. As a matter of fact, the tenon did not have any way to accommodate the condenser. There was no threading in the tenon to be able to support that. Well, last Sunday morning, in a paroxysm of despair, I did the unthinkable. I took out a pair of pliers. I took the condenser. I heated it over an open flame until it was red hot. Figuratively speaking, the tenon's aluminum. It didn't really get red as far as I know, but it got really hot. I took the end of the tenon and I stuck it on and twisted. And it worked. I now have a condenser in my Peterson pipe. Works like a charm. I think I got lucky. I wouldn't advise it. But as you can see, it smokes like a champ. And so the chapter of my despair has come finally to an end with a happy ending, and my brand new Peterson pipe is smoking really well. I'd like to close by giving a shout out to a brand new YTPC member, and if you haven't heard of this guy, you should definitely check him out. Pipe and Dog. He is doing some amazing reviews. He is really careful and thoughtful. I'll put his name in the bucket. So I encourage everybody to visit. Well, cheers, everybody. Happy YTPC State of the Union. I can tell you that my state is rather happy now with my pipe and my single malt scotch. I wish you a fond adieu and a wonderful night. Thanks for stopping by and sharing some time. We'll see you later.